Do you want to know the number one reason that people fail at manifesting? My name is Kalia, and in this video, I'm going to talk about why I failed at manifesting and why most people fail so you can avoid it. When we start to understand the law of attraction, the law of assumption, and everything around this concept that we can manifest our own reality, it's really exciting. And we just want to dive in there and understand it so that we can change the course of our life. So, oftentimes, what we do is that we start really going down that rabbit hole and absorbing as much information as we can. We read all the books, we watch all the videos, we listen to all the podcasts, and we fill our brain with information until such a point that we go on information overload. Now, when I was in my 20s, I was a pretty great manifester. I tended to manifest whatever I wanted, and I wasn't thinking much about it. It seemed to be when I had a desire, I just found a way to make that happen. And then I started going down the rabbit hole of studying religious science and science of mind and the science of thought and how our thought creates our reality, and really started focusing more and more and more on it. And the more I focused on it, the more that I learned how not to do things. Okay, here's what you do. Here's what you don't do. You don't want to do this. You do want to do this. And it became confusing. And I know this is the number one complaint for people that are like in my community or that I'm working with that talk about where they're going wrong or where they're frustrated with manifesting. And it tends to be that they are super confused. They are really unclear about what to do. Let's take Susan, for example. Susan got really excited, like most people do, about manifesting. So she went down the manifesting rabbit hole and was watching all the YouTube videos and reading the books and doing everything that most people do. And when she got to a point where she didn't know, should I be scripting or should I be meditating or should I be doing morning journaling? And is the morning journaling supposed to be gratitude or is it supposed to be visualization or what about this and what about that? And she was so stressed out that she just wanted to quit. So here's the deal. The simpler that you can make it, the more successful you will be. Because we are always creating our reality. We're just either doing it consciously or unconsciously. So the better path would be to do it consciously. Don't you agree? If you're manifesting unconsciously, you have absolutely no say in what's going to show up in your life. But if you do it consciously, then you're setting an intention. You are following a desire. You're going to be slowly moving up and getting better and better and better at it. So we can agree that consciously manifesting is a better choice. So whenever you give up, you're just going back to being unconscious. And then when you're unconscious, you simply get what you get. So there is a way to stay on the path of manifesting that isn't going to stress you out, overload you, confuse you, and cause you to want to quit and want to give up. Now, I have 7 simple steps that you can follow. And these are steps that I believe any manifestation teacher or coach or influencer or author would agree are effective because they are the simple steps. Step number 1 is know what you want, get really clear on what you want, and set your intention. So, number 1 is set your intention. So, if you want $10,000 a month coming into your business, that's your intention. If you want that great relationship, having that great relationship is your intention. If you want to be physically fit, then being physically fit is your intention. I would say When you are beginning, set one number one intention, the thing that you want most, and stick with that. It's okay to have more than one thing that you want or more than one intention, but it can be confusing when you start setting too many intentions. Then it's a good possibility that you're not going to get any of it. So start with one solid intention, the thing that you want the most. Number two is write it down. Write that intention down so you're very clear. Or you could also put it on a vision board. You don't have to have a vision board, but it is an option because a lot of people love to do that. So make sure that that intention is on paper in some way so that you can revisit it, so you can look at it, so you can remain clear on what that intention is. Number three is to follow inspiration and ideas. Listen to your inner self, and if you feel inspired to do something, then take action on that because manifestation isn't just sitting around waiting for something to happen. It is setting intention and then following a divine path, following a divinely guided path. So if you set your intention that you want to make $10,000 a month, but you don't have a job or a business, then you're probably going to need to take some kind of action, right? But you might not be clear on the type of action that you want to take. So if you start to listen to your inner voice, your inner guidance, and then you feel inspired to start this business or to go a certain direction, follow that, take action. If you get an idea that you are excited about, follow that. So follow your ideas and inspiration, and that will take you to where you need to go the next step and then the next step and the next step towards the realization of your goal. Number four is to use your bedtime as a powerful manifestation time. We all go to sleep at night. At least I hope we do. So what you want to do is use that time because that time right before you fall asleep at night, that space in between sleep and wake is one of the most powerful times to impress the subconscious mind. So use it every night. Either listen to a self-hypnosis audio that is in alignment with what your goal is. If your goal is to make a certain amount of money, then listen to one about making money. If it's about relationship, if you want that perfect relationship, listen to one having to do with manifesting that perfect relationship and listen to it every night as you go to sleep. The other thing you can do at night, and this is a Neville Goddard technique, you can visualize yourself in a 20-second clip, like a 20-second movie clip, doing something that would indicate you have already achieved your goal. So it might be that you are imagining as you fall asleep at night, a friend or a family member congratulating you on that wonderful relationship or on your engagement. So just 20-second clip at night as you're going to sleep and just put that clip on repeat. Keep hearing that friend saying, congratulations, I'm so happy that you finally found that person you've been looking for. You deserve it. And then you go back and hear them saying the same thing over and over again. And that really impresses the subconscious mind that you already have it. So it's living in the end. It is living in the wish fulfilled. And this is a fun, exciting thing you can do at night when you go to sleep. If you have a hard time holding that, even for 20 seconds, then just listen to a self-hypnosis audio. But it's best to use that time at night productively because you're going to bed anyway, you're going to sleep anyway. So use that time productively. Okay, number five, and this is really important. Pay attention to your thoughts and your limiting beliefs throughout the day. A lot of people who teach this work will tell you that the most important thing is to stay aware of what's going on in the realm of your mind during the day. So pay attention to what you're thinking and what your limiting beliefs are that are showing up. For example, I had an experience where I was buying some Christmas cards for my grandkids, and it said $2.99 for like these money cards, $2.99 each. And I thought, oh, that's reasonable. So when I got out to the checkout, one of them was almost $7 for a little card that you put money in. And the whole total of three cards came out to be almost $17. And I'm thinking, wow, I would have rather just given them that money than to spend that money on these cards. And I found myself saying to the checkout lady, well, it said $2.99 above the cards. This is a lot more than $2.99. I said, I must have misread it. So I just kind of gave her an out and said, I must have misread it. But there was a part of me that's like, $7 for a card for a money envelope. And I caught myself right away. I was observing myself and I caught myself and said, it's not really productive to get all caught up about paying $18 for three cards. Thank God you have the money. And yes, maybe in the future you might do something different, like give them that money instead of pay it in cards, because they're not going to care about the cards anyway. They care more about the money. So, just things like that you catch yourself doing during the day. And it doesn't matter how advanced we get at this work, we're still going to catch ourselves saying things or doing things that probably aren't that productive that we can change our mindset on. So just pay attention. And this is something that you really want to do regardless. It's really good to know what's going on inside of your own mind, don't you think? I think so. And even if you aren't really focused too much on manifestation, just the act of paying attention to where your mind's going during the day can make a huge difference in how you feel during the day, whether you're depressed, whether you're happy, motivated, excited, inspired, or down in the dumps. What we tell ourselves throughout the day influences how we feel about ourselves. So it's really good to stay tapped in and tuned in to what's going on the thinking level. Number 6, when you do catch yourself saying something that is not productive, that's negative, like I can't afford it, then change the story. Say a positive affirmation over the top of that thought that you're having. So if you have the thought, I can't afford it, turn it around and say, I can afford it. I'm abundant. I have plenty of money. And even if that isn't true now in the physical, tell yourself that anyway, because really you're convincing your mind it's true. So it can bring about that reality. So turn every negative around with a positive. Every time you say something negative, oh, I'd like to have a boyfriend, but who would want me? I mean, nobody's really ever been that impressed with me. It doesn't matter if you say it out loud or if you're thinking it. Turn it around. Of course, somebody would want me. I'm pretty amazing. I'm a good person. I'm lovable. And really start honing in on those positives about yourself. The more you focus on the positives, the more it becomes real for you. So say those positive affirmations over the negative. That doesn't mean you have to go all throughout the day reciting one positive affirmation after another, but do use affirmations to paint over the negatives that you find yourself saying throughout the day. And number 7, the last one, is just to be chill, be relaxed about the whole thing. Don't let it stress you out. Every move that you make in this direction, especially with these 7 things that I'm talking about, every move that you make is a move in the right direction. So you don't have to be perfect at it. There's no such thing as perfection. Just do your best and know that you're building that muscle. And the more you do it, the stronger that muscle becomes, the more easily that you can do it. Now, I know I failed because I gave up. And when I gave up, I just started going back to the default, which is creating my life unconsciously. And I did that probably 2 decades ago when I was going through a really rough time in my life. And I used that rough time just to go down that dark rabbit hole. And I felt like a victim. And I didn't feel like I had any control in my life. And I just went to the negative. And I know most of us can identify with that. Most of us have done that at one time or another. And we know it really doesn't take us where we want to go. So get back up on that horse, that manifestation horse, and know that if you stay the course, and I talk about this a lot because giving up is the reason people fail. They just quit. They go back to default. And when you're in default, you get what you get. You have no say in it. So if you could just relax and take it easy and just do those few things that we talked about, set your intention, write it down, follow your ideas and inspiration. Use that bedtime productively by listening to a self-hypnosis audio or playing that 20-second movie clip of your success in your head. Pay attention to your thoughts and limiting beliefs. Paint over them with a positive affirmation and be relaxed about the whole thing. So don't get yourself all worked up, worrying that you're doing it wrong, worrying that should I be doing this or should I be doing that or should I script or should I do gratitude or should I just chill? Just chill if you just do the things we talk about. And I know this works because, like I said, back in my 20s, I was manifesting right and left because I believed things were possible. That was before life beat me up too much. So I still had a strong belief that I could create my reality. And a lot of it was really simple. You know, I wanted to become a clinical hypnotherapist. I found a good school. I went to school. I studied. I did really well. I graduated. I became certified. I found an office. I started my business. I just started putting one foot in front of the other before I had a practice of my own as a clinical hypnotherapist. It really involved knowing what I wanted and then just going for it. It may involve learning a new skill. It may involve becoming certified at something. So, once again, you don't just sit on the couch waiting for it to come to you. You follow your ideas and inspiration, and that will take you to where you want to go. But stay relaxed about the whole thing. It's okay to learn, it's okay to bring information in. Every teacher has different ideas about manifestation, and every teacher has specific practices that they think are the best because that worked best for them. So you have to find what works best for you. There's no right or wrong. The most important thing is know what you want and be conscious about it. When you're a conscious creator, you're simply conscious about what you're creating. And that's the most important thing. So I hope this has been helpful for you. I want to invite you to grab my 6-figure income hypnosis download, and I will put a link in the description below. You can go down there and grab it. And if you are manifesting money, listen to that at night as you go to sleep, and you will have wonderful programming happening on a regular basis to where you are really getting in the mindset of a 6-figure income, whether that 6-figure is every month or every year. It doesn't matter. You can use it however you want to. So go down there right now and sign up for the six-figure income hypnosis download. And I will see you in the next video. Have a great day.